Good morning. It's been 21 days since the first video of our garden and 9 days since I last updated, and so much has happened and popped up in the past 9 days. So I wanted to share again. So these are the blackberries. We had to end up adding a trellis because they're growing rapidly and climbing. And in the first bed, the grapes are slow but sure. They're getting there though. Look at that big tall lemongrass. Oh my goodness. And then out of the sweet Charlies, unfortunately we only have two survivors. This is one, and there's another one over here somewhere. And the rest were under the blackberry bushes. So they were requiring some sun. So I just transplanted them in this second box. Got tons of marigolds. We have no idea what this is, but we're just gonna let it go. It's probably a weed. Let me know in the comments section. And some little onions. There's the brassicas with tomato plants everywhere. These are just our volunteers starting up everywhere, in between every bed. We did plant a few cherry tomato plants in with the beets, just 3 of them. Here's one, and I think this is 2, and I know this is number 3, but all the rest, they are all volunteers. They decided just to come up on their own. But look how pretty these beets are. Aren't they beautiful? And they're so big compared to the last video. Look at that leaf. It's just such a pretty leaf. It's a beautiful plant, isn't it? And then more brassicas with the tomato plants, of course. Once again, all of these tomato plants just have decided to come up on their own. And there's another strawberry patch over here, along with some moonflowers that are supposed to vine up. That'll be beautiful. I can't wait. And here's the asparagus. It's so hard to see asparagus on a video, but oh my gosh, have they grown so tall? I hope you can tell just how tall. And behind me is the quinoa. You can't even see the lemongrass anymore. Do you see how tall the lemongrass was in that first bed I showed you? The quinoa is just bushing out everywhere. And you can't even see I'm not even going to try, but on that trellis there's some violet peas that are supposed to be growing. But the quinoa is so massive that you can't even see them. But they're there. And the little alyssum flowers are all growing and blooming. Look at all those cute blooms all along. So pretty. And the microgreens, we decided not to compost them, and I'm kind of glad because they are producing. You can just grab those and eat those right off their vines. So that's kind of neat. It's nice to have. Oh, and here are our sunflowers. I cannot wait for all of them to grow tall along the fence line. That'll be so pretty. And I believe that's a pepper in our onions. These are, once again, they were volunteers, these tomato plants, so I don't know what type of variety they are. I did stake the one up in the back because of course it was leaning, and this one's gonna need it. I'm kind of thinking that might be cherry tomato, the way it's growing and bushing out, or I'm not really sure. And there's another volunteer. Hello to our tall sunflower back there, and a dragon tongue bean. Look how big they got since day 1. Remember those videos? Oh my gosh, 21 days ago. Look, there's another tomato plant that popped up. And here is our massive feral carrot. Look how pretty though. Don't you love the flowers? Oh, it's so cool looking. Just to let it go. See what happens. I'm curious though. I can't wait to see what's underneath the ground. But anyway, there's all the babies. There's the Russian sage planted. I love this because this actually looks like a white bark. I don't know if you can tell, but it is so cool looking. This is such a beautiful plant. And then on the ends, it reminds me of like a lavender. They'll get purple little flowers on the ends. And then we have the comfrey in the middle of the melon patch. So there's some honeydew and watermelon. Once again, we have a volunteer tomato plant. And up on the trellis is the cucumber. Went ahead and put that on a trellis. It's doing so good too. Look, I love how they grab on. That's so cool, isn't it? And here's a baby. Oh, look at that baby cucumber. It is so neat to see growing garden happen right before your eyes. Like these potatoes, for instance. I was just able to harvest some the other day and fried them up in a pan. Well, kind of sauteed them more like. And they were delicious. Can't wait to have more. And speaking of, but wait, there is more. So much more. And our strawberries from 2 years ago, they're doing so good. Strawberry plants, they're beautiful. They're massive. Look how pretty. So they'll produce a few times during the year. And this is the rhubarb. It's huge too. Look how pretty that is on the inside. Look how big that leaf is. And there's our other one. I have two. There's another pepper plant. And I planted marigolds all along the walk. Marigolds and weeds in the bricks. But anyway, here is the thyme. And this is so pretty, isn't it? It is just beautiful. I love that flower. Oh, more dragon beans. And can you see the green beans back there amongst there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sunflowers. They're actually climbing up the sunflowers. Oh, and by the way, this is oregano. I forgot to mention it. Isn't it just beautiful? Our neighbor gave us this plant. I love it when they flower. It's just so pretty. Dragon tongue beans, they're getting so tall. Cucumbers, or not cucumbers, I'm so sorry. Squash and zucchini back in there. You see some babies? Very neat. And trimmed these back like 3 times in the last 21 days. But the leaves just, they keep getting huge, massive, and these plants are considered to be bullies, so they like to take over the garden, so you have to keep up on trimming them. And like I said, I've done it twice in the last 21 days, but the way they grow, you never know, I might have to do it tomorrow yet. But yes, you got to keep up on that for several reasons, and one is because the babies need sunlight under there too. Another pepper plant there. There's the a blueberry and dragon tongue bean and elderberry. Oh, and there's been lettuce planted, and look at the little nasturtiums. Oh, these are an edible flower, and they look so pretty. So I look forward to those popping up too. They come in like a bright orange and a bright red. Another blueberry. Oh, and there's an elderberry over there. And dragon tongue bean. Corn. Corn all along. I don't know if you could see it. You can see it across from our crazy lettuce over there. I just keep plucking the lettuce and I feed it to our tortoise. I also sauteed some the other day, some of the romaine, the purple romaine, and it's delicious too. So it's really good like that. All of these are, they are not marigolds. They are all tomato plants. And here's this huge walking onion. It looks like it's out of control, but what it does is after it gets so tall and the arms or legs or whatever you want to call them fall down on the ground, they just plant themselves and produce more. So we're allowing that to happen. And here is a cherry tree. It's doing well. The Meyer lemon. It is a beautiful plant, but it is not happy that two volunteer mulberries decided to pop up in its home. So we're going to have to take those out soon. But anyway, and the grapes on this side of the arbor are doing great too. That lemongrass, lettuce. So, oh, and forgot about the chives over here that are planted with, as you can see now, this is going to start turning more into a bush. I know it looks like a tree now, but it is not. It'll be a pink lemonade blueberry bush. So that is the garden. Let me take you inside because I just want to show you this beautiful bloom real quick in the zucchini and squash. They're so massive. It's so pretty, isn't it? Love it, love it. These leaves and they hurt, but it's worth it. I love looking down inside and seeing all the babies produce. So these are the peas. I don't know if I told you that too. We've harvested quite a few off of that already. We pretty much just eat them off the vine. They never make it inside normally. So anyway, that is the update on our garden. You have a good day.